Just a real quick getting started video in the beginning use of breakpoints. And breakpoints are used in debugging a program. And usually when we show people just learning how to use an IDE, when to use breakpoints, it's after we start to introduce loops. So we might get a program that has a loop that loops 1,000 times. And when we're debugging it, we don't want to sit there and go through all the instructions in that loop until it goes 1,000 times to see it go out and see it's there. What we do usually is step it through for the first initial 3 or 4, make sure our loop is set up the right way, and then we might change a value and have it jump out, to closer to where it's going to jump out of the loop. And we can do all those things, fancy things. And I'm not going to show you all that detail that's there, but what a breakpoint does is instead of just we have this simple program set up and we have it reset and ready to go at the go to start, and I can hit and single step, and that's nice. But after I write a little bit more involved program or end up having loops, I might want to say run it till this point and then stop at that point. And that's what a breakpoint does. They're very easy to use at a simplistic level. They're also very sophisticated. So all I do is click over here in the line number. You'll see this change to very distinctive color, and you'll notice it says breakpoint, and that's good stuff. All kinds of stuff here is good in this IDE. Like if you'll notice, I'm just putting my cursor and leaving it rest over different parts of the screen, and it will show me values and pin breakdowns to the pin level, and all kinds of crazy stuff built into this interface. You learn stuff 3 years from now. So anyway, here we have this. If I single step, I'm just going to the next instruction. But notice I had a lot of options here. Run the cursor, set PC at cursor, focus, and do it. So I can do all kinds of things. I can put the cursor up there and do it, but breakpoints are the official way to do it. So instead of just stepping into, I'm just going to continue it. Like I'm just going to say run this program, and it's going to say run it until the breakpoint. And you'll notice it went right to the again instruction, or the again label in this program. It did not execute that. It just stopped there, and that's what a breakpoint does. It defines where you want the PC to be pointing to when you stop. And then I can single step after that. The breakpoint remains. I'm not using it right now. I'm just single stepping, but I could just hit the run and it go right back to that breakpoint again, and hit the run and it go right to that breakpoint again. If you want to get rid of the breakpoint, once again, just come over here, double click, gets rid of the breakpoint for you. Has that nice distinctive sound so that you know something happened in Windows. And this breakpoint thing is pretty easy. It does get sophisticated, and as I said, this is just a getting started, a really simple getting started introduction. You can you can cause breakpoints to happen when certain memory locations exceed a certain value. Say that I'm looking for 0x25, and in that data memory location, I'm keeping a value in there. When it exceeds 25, I can have a breakpoint trigger, and it'll stop right at the instruction that causes that to occur. So breakpoints can be very sophisticated. You can put conditions on them, and the conditions can be more than just these nice little things here. And you can put multiple breakpoints in here too. You see me at this point exercising 3 or 4 breakpoints at a time. Now, one last thing I might show you is when we enabled breakpoints by doing it with the windows, remember, and it's a debugging tool, so we added breakpoints there. That added this window down below. I can add breakpoints without the window, but as soon as I add one, it's going to put this down here. And this defines the location of all those breakpoints. So I can disable them down here. I can disable them up here. And like all good Windows programs, there's a lot of different places to do that. I can probably disable all these at one time if I look here, and all kinds of stuff. So This is probably a good time to get familiar with the MPLAB X IDE interface book. May or may not have enough detail in there, but there's a lot of features on breakpoints. We just thought we would introduce them and show them to you in case you might want to run a loop right to the end instead of sitting there and single stepping through the code 8,000 times to get you where you are. So hope that makes sense. As I said in the past, if you come up with any neat features or any more ideas, we'll put together another video. This is just meant to get you started.